Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Tuesday, November 21st. November 21st, 2017. Yes, day 40. We are at 40 days and counting before the new year, before the new year arrives. Hey, Miss Deb. Okay, quick recap and then gonna wrap it up. For those of you who have decided, and this doesn't apply to everyone, hear that. This doesn't apply to everyone. It is for those who have decided that they want more in this coming year and that they recognize that something has to change. They say every year, oh, this is going to be my new year and I'm going to finish this year out strong, and things don't quite manifest. Okay. For those who are determined, me too, Deb, I'm going to get more. I will have more. For those who are determined that they want the best version of themselves in this new year, this is who I'm talking to. This is the population. Everybody isn't sick and tired of being sick and tired. Some people are just nice and comfortable. And that comfort zone has become a prison zone. So, rather than just running headlong into the new year and then getting frustrated and disappointed when nothing changes, I believe in systems. When systems are in place, you can move more effectively, more efficiently, even in life, in all aspects of life. So I'm sure it's written out there somewhere, but I'm telling you what I've done, what I know happens, what I know works. So first step, you got to make the decision. And I've said before, you can go back and listen to them. No one makes the decision for you but you. Decide what it is you want. Number 2, get pen to paper and write that thing out clearly, explicitly, in excruciating detail about how it will look, how it will make you feel after it is done, once you've accomplished it, once you're living in it and walking in it. How does that make you feel? Because you're going to have to come back to that. You're going to have to remind yourself. Number 3, answer the question, do you believe that you can have, do, or become this thing, this newest version? Do you believe, not that it can be done, do you believe that you can do it? And then we need to get a little vulnerable and ask the questions. Make it known that you don't know how to do it. You don't know where to get started. You're going to self-assess where you are currently, where you want to be, and then we got to figure out the steps in between to get us from here to there. Okay, that's called a plan. You don't just run haphazard into the streets. You figure out where you are, honest self-assessment, where you want to be, and then start asking the questions, how do I get there? What do I need to do? What do I need to give up? What do I need to change? And then, not lastly, but the next step is you got to find an accountability partner, okay? You got to find an accountability partner who will walk with you arm in arm, step by step through this thing, okay? And then here we are today. I think I've entitled this Persist and Repeat, because if you are not ready to persist, to get up again and do this thing all over again, you're going to sabotage yourself. Malcolm Gladwell is a Canadian author, and he wrote several best-selling books, but in the one in particular, Outliers, he talks about this 10,000 hour theory that, and I will say this, let me push back on that for just a second, Deborah. The accountability partner, if you go in with the idea, I need someone to hold my hand, that's going to be too heavy a burden. It's like actually putting a whole nother person on your back and walking through life with them. That is too heavy a burden. So an accountability partner, rather than holding your hand, walks with you through this thing. Okay, if we're going to hold hands, that's fine. Just make sure you're not pulling on the person whose hand you're holding. Okay, they got to be ahead of you. They have to have done something. It's not just, that's why I said yesterday, it's a strategic choice of of accountability partners. So it's not just someone who you like and will be nice to you. It has to be someone who's done it before, who's been there, who has the discipline. Even if they haven't done this thing, they believe in you enough to help pull you along, to help demand more from you, to raise the standard in your own life. You will rise to the standard that is set for you when you believe and when someone believes in you. So I just want to make sure, too often we can get in that, and it's burdensome. People see, some people coming and they run the opposite direction because they know it's 165 pounds getting ready to jump on their back. That's asking too much. So that might not be you, but I wanted to put that out there for everybody. Okay, so Gladwell says you need about 10,000 hours to even rate to call yourself an expert or to be great at what it is you want to do. And I say this, excellent book. If you haven't already read it, you probably need to back up. Listen to it, read it, but it spans across industries. It doesn't matter if you're trying to be an artist, if you're trying to be an engineer, if you're attempting to be a nurse, if you are going the route of being an entrepreneur. You have to get good at whatever it is. And that does not happen overnight, even for those of us who are naturally gifted. Some people like Tiger Woods or LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, they came into this world with a gift set, a natural inclination to be good at sports or music or whatever it is. All of us have gifts, but some seem just extraordinary. Even those people have to practice and they have to persist and they have to have the determination that when they get knocked down, and they have been, we all do, they refuse to stay down. They choose, they determine to get back up. They have a persistence about them. Okay, there is absolutely no way we're going to make it through this thing called life or to get to this best version of ourselves if we have not determined to persist. We've got to persist in this thing. And so often, too often, we're impatient with ourselves. We give up too quickly. I know this, first impressions are lasting impressions. You got 7 seconds, okay, because somebody can read you in 7 seconds or less. And I get that. I understand that. I understand we live in a microwave society. But some things are not going to change. That's why too many of us are overexposed and underdeveloped. We just jump out there and think, okay, yeah, I got it going on. I got 25 followers and I'm going to be okay, really? Okay. Okay, that's going to be short-lived is what I'm telling you. Be ready, be determined. Proclaim that you are going to persist in this thing, that you will get back up, that you will, even when the knockdowns come up, you are not going to stay down. You are going to push through. You're going to sustain, because if you're going to become this best version of who you are, if you're going to ever be known, thank you for all the love I'm getting. Thank you. I love it. I love it. So if you're going to get to this level, if you're going to get up here and you honestly self-assessed and you know you're around here, you cannot give up. You cannot give up. This is where the structure of what I've laid out comes into play. Hey, Scoop, this is where the structure comes into play. This is why you have to decide, because if somebody else made that decision for you, I promise you, when you get knocked down, when you get punched in your gut one too many times, you're going to quit. Because that wasn't from you. It wasn't from you. No, Eric, you can't give up. Thank you for joining me. Listen, so the decision has to be yours. You have to write it out, because the visual reminders that you create when you get explicit in your details and excruciating details is going to be what you need to remind you. When you answer the question, do you believe you can do it? You'll have to remember that. Wait a minute. Get up, Holly. And I'm telling you, this is the way I talk to myself. Girl, you done lost your mind. You think you're the only one that failed? You have lost your mind. You think you're the only one that needs to cry sometime? Okay, you better get up. Now, some people don't need to have it rough like that. I can't patty cake with me. I have to hear it straight, blunt in my face. The point is, and my steps, still part of the structure, do I have the steps lined up correctly? Or did I just jump out there on my own thinking, oh, well, surely this will work? No, self-assess, figure out where you want to go, and then find out the steps needed to get there. Okay, if watching TV 3 and 4 hours a day, that's not going to help you get there, okay? I am a Marine, and so I'm sure that plays into it. Hey, Tanya. Oh, my love. The love of the community is happening. Spread the love. I'm loving it. And then lastly, you got to choose that AP, that accountability partner strategically. Strategically. Okay, if you are a patty cake person, and there's nothing wrong with that, this is just who you are, then don't, you might not need me as an accountability partner. Because I don't patty cake very well. I just don't. I didn't know what the Marine Corps. Oh, USMC stands for United States Marine Corps. I'm Deb because I am a Marine. Okay, so my point is you must be prepared to persist, rinse and repeat. Persist, rinse and repeat. If you just started this thing last month and you're already discouraged, you're being too hard on yourself. You're not being realistic, okay? You're nowhere near the 10,000 hour theory. And that goes across all arenas. If we're going to get good, become excellent at what it is, it's going to take a minute. So my suggestion to you is get started. Because it takes time. So thank you, Eric. And that's correct too. Thank you. It takes time. So get started. Well, I'm thinking about starting next year. Okay, you're already behind a year. Get started because it's going to take some time. And the marketplace will not pay for average. Okay, so you want to go out there and, conquer the world, you're going to have to get good first. All righty. Listen, thank you for joining me. Share. Listen, I need you to know I am not trying to be internet famous, or what did my niece tell me? She said she got a couple of likes and retweets, and she said, oh my goodness, I'm Twitter famous. Okay. I'm not trying to be Facebook Live famous. I am trying to make a difference in lives. Okay. Not a feel good. Hey, Rachel. Not a feel good. Oh, she's so nice, and oh, wow. And she'll pep you up. I don't care anything about being pepped up if you're not going to do anything with it afterwards. I want you to live into something, and my intent is to provide a structure, to provide a shell for you to do it. Again, I think too many of us don't do because we don't know that we can do it, and we don't know how to do it. So here's a structure in place for you. So if that is encouraging you, if you have thought about a different perspective because of something I said or because of something that you've heard, share this thing out. We don't need to be greedy and oh yeah, I'm gonna do it but not tell anybody. That's elementary, and it's too small for where you want to go. It's too small of thinking for where you want to end up. Okay, so persist, rinse and repeat. Persist, rinse and repeat. Until next time, take real good care of yourselves, and thank you for joining me.